Greetings once again, friends of CTV SA. I am glad that you are joining us again for another show of African brands, where we profile our local, powerful and brands which have so much potential. So today, I have with me my king here, who his name is Katlego Koloi, and he is into fashion. So we are just going to find out about his brand, and I want you to be informed and I want you to be inspired by his story. Good morning, my king.
Good morning, brother.
How are you?
I'm good, are you?
Yes, man.
It's an honor for me to be here today.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
We are so glad to have you here, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I saw your brand when I met you at the seminar in Sakani, and I must tell you that I was inspired. I mean, what I saw, what you did there inspired me so much. So now, first of all, we just want to know about your business, and then I'm interested on how you developed your vision and how did it come about that today we have Dressed by Kat. But before that, you can just tell us who you are, where were you born, where do you come from, so that we can know you a little bit.
Wow. Once again, thank you so much for having me. Where I come from and who I am, I come from the Free State, from a very small town in the Free State called Stateless. But I was born and raised in Kopis. It is also one of the small towns in the Free State. Then I had to move to Stateless because my mom got a job that side. And for me, moving to that place, that was the beginning of me having to find myself and greatness that is being imparted inside of me.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I always say I'm grateful for relocation. Every time that I get to think about where I am in my journey, I always thank the Lord for relocation. So now Katlego is a very young man. I'm passionate about what I do.
Yes.
I'm 22 years of age and I love fashion so much, which is the reason why I'm here.
Yes.
I'm a very fun person. I love entrepreneurship. I love helping people, and I'm a brother. I'm a son.
Yes.
I don't know what more,
Yeah.
but I'm a young person who's very focused in life. I know what I want. I know who I am.
Yes.
Which is why I always say that I'm not discovering myself. I know I've discovered myself.
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
on a journey where I'm still finding myself or trying to find who I am. I believe I know who I am and I know where I'm going to. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Okay. So now, yeah, this passion of yours, and I like the things that you're saying. I get inspired as you speak.
Sure.
But now, this passion of yours about fashion, where did it start? As you were growing up, where did it start? And how did your environment support that?
Sure. Me loving clothes, I believe it comes from home.
Yes.
My mom is a very good-looking woman who dresses very well, and so is my father. And growing up, looking at my mom, always paying attention to details, like small things. She'll tell you, this needs to be re-ironed, go iron it again, and do this and that. Colors, combination of colors, and textures and fabrics. My mom knows all these things, and she's a woman of class. I love class, and I realized that, okay, because I love class, and I'm only young, and I started loving suits like from a young age. When I go to church, I would always want to wear formal wear. Like even if we go doing shopping, I'd always go and opt for formal. Get a hem, get a tie, get the blazer there and that. And I believe that's where my passion for clothing came from. But for long has it been inside of me, instilled inside of me. It hasn't been born out until last year when I started Dressed by Kat. And so it comes from home, it comes from my family, it comes from my mom and my dad who really love clothing. And for me, I said, you know what, because I love this, how about I take my passion and turn it into my profit and let it work out for me, and I can make a living out of this. And that's where Dressed by Kat was formed. That's where it was birthed. So now, concerning your other question regarding how my environment has supported this, I come, like I said, from a very small town where you don't get to see people wearing suits every day. Actually, you don't, except church. Because where I come from is a very small town where there are no even resources. Like you have to travel for an hour just to go buy and do shopping and buy clothes or buy food and everything. So now you don't get to see a proper gentleman in a well-tailored suit or any kind of suit except on Sunday when you see the pastor in front preaching to you. So the environment, it actually supported me. How my environment supported me, it supported me by building character inside of me.
Yes.
It made me to become the man that I am today, because I realized that though I come from a small town, I'm not a small person.
Yes, sir.
Though I come from a disadvantaged background and environment, I'm not a disadvantaged person. The reason why I'm saying that it is because I realized there is potential inside of me, and that potential I can usher it and take it out by fashion, by what I love doing. And this is who I am, and this is what I love. So the environment has really supported me by actually finding who I am, helping me to find my innermost potential that is instilled inside of me by God. And so that's how Dress by Kate was started, and that's how the environment is supported me.
Wow. You know, the things that you are saying, they are very important, because you are touching on things such as character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not only about the cat outside, but the cat inside. And then it got you to where you are today. So now, tell us about your education, because you know education is also important. And then, yeah, education in your business. Did it help you somehow? You studying your education.
Sure. The amazing part is that what I'm studying has got nothing to do with what I'm doing in my business.
Yes, sir.
Totally way different. So I'm a third year final student at University of Pretoria. I'm studying information science. Then information science and then fashion, two different things.
Yes.
Like information science, you deal with its IT and information, how we help companies to actually retrieve information, disseminate information, all sort of things.
Yes.
And it has got nothing to do with clothing.
Yes.
Literally nothing. But education has helped me to have a different thought or have a different mindset. You see, when you're a learned person, you get to strategize well, especially when you're an entrepreneur running a business. Education, that's where it plays a very crucial, important role in your life as an entrepreneur, because when you study, studying it opens up your mind. And now when your mind is opened, you get to see even things that you never thought you knew about, or you get to know new things, which will help your business to actually go on a higher level. So education helps me to actually have an open mind. Like now, there's a book that we're doing in business, because business is one of my, business management is one of my modules. Now we are dealing with transportation, logistics. So now when I learn about logistics, there's so many things that I learned from that textbook, from campus actually, that's helping my business in terms of logistics. So when you take logistics and I take my business and I combine the two, I'm able to can take my business to on a further level, like on a faster pace than it has been operating or been running. So education, that's the role it plays in my business. It helps me to become a better businessman, it helps me to become a better person, and it helps me to be a man who has an open mind, and I can share my own opinions.
Wow, what an interview.
Saying a lot.
This interview. So but we are thankful for that. I mean, already we are getting so much information and we are being inspired. So we are going to take a little break, and when we come back, we are still going to hear more from the man behind the brand Dressed by Kate. We are back, and we are still talking to the man behind the brand Dressed by Kate, Katlego Koloi. Sir, so now, earlier on you told us more about yourself. Now we want to know now more about the brand Dressed by Kate. Now, just tell us about that brand. What does that brand stand for?
So Dressed by Kate, we are a suit tailoring business. We specialize mostly in tailoring bespoke suits. Our suits are very excellent to like the cut from the fabric, the touch, everything is quality.
Yes, sir.
And so now, when you look at the African man, My mentor usually says that when you look at the African man, their body structure is different than an Asian man or the European man. So now when you go buy these suits from companies that we know that sell suits and clothing, you only find that the way they made the suit does not fit well for an African man, because they made it for the European or the Asian, other people from other continents, but not for the African man. So I was like, okay, then Dress by Cat was then born. That, you know what, how about I take what I love and help the African man to look good by dressing a suit and nothing else but a suit. And that's what we do. We help guys to wear beautiful tailored suits. And again, we do image consulting.
Yes,
And we do image consulting for gentlemen. I help gentlemen to actually upgrade their wardrobe. Because you only find out that guys, they don't even have an idea of what they can wear, what this means, what this kind of clothes mean when they go out, wherever they go, which kind of clothes are right for the occasion. So what I do is that I then help the gentleman to, you know what, let me help you upgrade your wardrobe, let me help you to look good, let me help you to change, to have your own style signature. That's what I always say, because every man should have his own style signature. That you are known for this is who you are, we know that you're going to dress like this and show up in this manner, but you always obviously change how you look and everything, but you have your own style signature. So now Dress by Cat, we also do that. We also do image consulting, and we are a suit tailoring business. So that's what we do.
Now, I just want to understand, how long now has your business been in existence? And the reason I'm asking this question, I just want to know a little about your journey. Are you happy where you are now as Dress by Cat? And what has made you to stand and to look at your business and see that this is what I want and I am taking the right direction? What are those things that help you to stand as a business?
Whew. Oh wow. So Dress by Cat has been in existence for eight months.
Yes, sir.
Actually, this is our 9th month. And what's keeping me, am I happy? That was the second question.
Yes.
I am happy for growth. I'm excited about where we are today, and I'm grateful for where we are today. And because we have made a name for ourselves, and we still are. We have not arrived, we will never arrive. But I'm happy for where we are. But when you're looking back where I used to buy clothes in Joburg, in China malls, buy suits, take trains there, and then go take it to my tailors and make them to alter for my clients and everything.
Yes, sir.
So it's been a journey. When I look back, I was like, Lord, I thank you for the humble beginnings. Where several times have I been people trying to mug me, people trying to do all sort of things, but I held on to the vision. I had so many reasons to give up.
Yes,
honestly
sir.
speaking, I have so many reasons to look down, because sometimes you don't make money, sometimes clients are disappointed, they call you names and they say all sort of things. I've been there, but I held on.
Yes.
But what kept me going, it is passion.
Yes.
And passion, it is it that makes me to get up in the morning and kick my blanket and say I'm going to do it, regardless of what is currently happening. Because business, it's not easy.
Yes.
People see. I said something few weeks ago. I said people, they only see the glamorous part. They only see the end product when you are looking good, when your clients are looking good, and wearing your Dress by Cat bespoke suit. But behind that suit, there are tears.
Yes, sir.
There are late nights. There are fears. I'm telling you, even sometimes when I take measurements, there's just fear running inside of me. There are so many things, Brother Temple, that are taking place behind the scenes. But the end product will always look glamorous. And let me tell you one thing, the reason why the end product looks glamorous, it is because the person behind the product never gave up. It is because the person who's doing the product never settled and said, okay, this is where I'm going to end, or I'm shutting down the business regardless of what is happening currently.
Yes,
but what keeps me going, it is passion, it is the love that I have. You know, this other day I was waking up before I went to campus, and I was like, it's either you do it, Katlego, or else you die.
Yes,
Dress by
sir.
Cat is either you're gonna do it or you die.
Wow.
And this is the end of you if you don't get the business to get going.
Wow.
This is all that I have. This is all that I know. I don't know anything else
Wow.
than fashion and than knowing suits. There's
Wow,
nothing
that's
else I
powerful.
know.
Yes.
So I told myself I have to get up
Yes.
and I have to move. Sometimes you don't have the money. The money is not coming in. Clients are not coming in, and you start wondering, what am I doing wrong? It's not that you're doing something wrong at times. It's just that it's one of those character building moments.
Yes.
And you have to allow yourself to be built as an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So what keeps me going is those two things. It's my passion and it is the love that I have for what I do.
Yes.
It's all that I know and I will always be known for this. It's
Yes.
either do or die for me.
And I applaud you for it. I applaud you for it. You know, the courage to start, because other people cannot even get themselves to start. And after having started, that commitment to continue regardless of what. Now, there's something interesting that you said earlier on. You said that when Dress by Cat was conceived, you had observed how many suits were created for men of European men and their structures and all of those things. So now that's interesting to me. It makes me to want to ask you, what is your vision for your business? I mean, do you want to stay maybe always catering for that specific niche in the market, which is African men, or do you have it in you to want to expand? You know.
So, interesting question.
Yes.
So we are currently busy with our website right now.
Yes.
And then there's an about us, about Dress by Cat on the website.
Yes.
And I had to do the writing of that about Dress by Cat. And then one of the things that I said is that we are an international brand. And on my Facebook is that, actually on my Instagram, I said we are currently based in Pretoria. So now, taking the international and taking the currently based in Pretoria, the reason why I mentioned those two things in that manner is that we are a business that is going to grow in all continents.
Yes.
And our small beginnings do not define or determine our end. Yes, we are starting small, but we are a global business. I mean, I want to see big people, big names wearing Dress by Cat. I want to see president, ministers from other countries wearing Dress by Cat suit. So now the vision is to go global. The business is to grow and become one of the biggest in the world.
Yes.
And one of the most recognized brand, because we are a lifestyle brand. We're not only going to do suits. I have a vision for Dress by Cat. Like I said, it's the lifestyle business. I want to have our own fragrances one day for men. You know, I'm interested about gentlemen. You know, gentlemen, if we can take care of ourselves and look good, I'll be.
We must represent well.
We must be represent. Yes, because people
represent
address you like how you dressed and how you look, because appearance is very important. And so now we're gonna be. We have so many other. I have so many other plans for Dress by Cat. It's not only about suits, not only about making suits only, but there are a whole lot of things that we're gonna do. Like I said, fragrances, having our own whole lot of things. But it's a big brand.
So much information, so much inspiration for one day, and we are enjoying this. So let us take another break, and then we are going to have yet another time with our guest, Katlego Koloi. Let's finish this wonderful conversation with our guest, Kat. Now, what I want to know, because you've spoken about your business being small but having a big vision. Now, can you tell us now about pricing and quality? Because you start a brand, and then you find that you are making the best quality, and then maybe at times when you start, you are not as well known as other brands are known. So now, what are the interesting things can you share with us when it comes to putting a price on your brand, and then what have been your challenges on that area, and what have you learned that you can share with somebody who is starting a brand?
When I started the business, one of the things that killed me and which made our growth to really go slow was the issue about pricing. When you talk about pricing, it's hitting home because for a few months have I been pricing wrong.
Yes.
and which made the business not to grow, which made me to make wrong decisions. And
So when you say you're pressing wrong, were you pressing too much?
I was pressing too low.
Too low. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
pricing too low,
Yes.
and it was killing me. When you look at the overheads and you're looking at the production cost and all this, putting them together, and then I added a small markup, and which really killed us at the end of the day. I did not even make money, But I was interested into getting the brand out there. I was so excited when people are buying the suits from us, but at the end of the day, when I get home, I'm down because there is no money. But true, the business is getting out there, people are getting to know, but you don't get the money. So pricing is very important, and I then sat down with one of my advisors. We sat down and said, you know what, let's work. Actually, before that, I did not have an advisor, financial advisor. And then I met this other guy, and then we spoke, then we sat down and worked on the pricing. So we because I did not have the knowledge. You just, when you're still young and you want you're running a business, you just name a price and you think it's fine, but it's not.
Yes.
You need to sit down. That's where the entrepreneurial aspect or the I can call it, comes in.
And that also I see as a challenge, because you say that as a young entrepreneur you don't have knowledge, and most of the time that knowledge sometimes we even have to buy it, because there are financial advisors,
Right.
there are accountants,
Right.
and all of those people they need money,
Right.
and those are the challenges that as an entrepreneur you come across. So yeah, now here's another thing that is interesting, and I must say you represent the business well. It's wrong
So
for me
much.
because I only say it now so far into the show, but you do present it well.
No, you said it before.
So now I want to say now another thing that I would like to ask you. You said you are still a student.
Yes.
Doing your third year in information science,
Correct.
and then you are running a business here. And I mean, from all the things that you have said, this is a serious business. I mean, it's not a fly by night. This is a serious business. So now, balancing. Maybe there's somebody else out there. He's also a student. He has an idea, but he or she does not want to start because there's still school this side. Now, what do you say on that? I mean, what has been your experience on that part?
Sure. I get that question a lot. I get that question a lot. For me, balancing, it always boils back to one thing: prioritizing.
Yes, sir.
When you prioritize your work, you are able to do. Other people are doing a whole lot of things in a day, but they still get it right. But for me, it has been a challenge, to be honest, especially when I started last year. It has been a challenge because I was so focused on the business, and I focused less on my schoolwork, which affected my performance really bad. And I'm really recovering now on my last year, and I have to pick up the pace. I'm trying really hard, but it's always about prioritizing.
And I'm glad because earlier on you did speak about the importance of education.
Yeah.
Because we have to also emphasize that education does help us as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Yes. That's very important. So now another important thing, because there are many people who see many obstacles and they look too much on those obstacles, and those obstacles make them not to start what is in their heart and what is in their minds. So now tell us about maybe funding your business. How easy, how difficult have you found it for you? And then how have you overcame that obstacle, maybe if it was there for you?
To be honest, I never looked for funding.
Yes, sir.
Never. And I mean, everything that I've done, everything that I have in my business, I've worked for it.
Yes,
and
sir.
let me tell you the interesting part about my journey in terms of funding is that I do need funding. I needed funding. I still need funding. But the amazing part is that I get people to just come and say, hey, Katlego, I want to bless you for something. I want to bless you. You're doing exceptionally well. I love your work, my brother. What do you need?
Yes,
and
sir.
people get to give me. That's how I get funded. But what inspired them to do that? It is me going and getting, working really hard out there. So funding for me, I never said I'm waking up and draft a business plan and go to all these organizations and ask for money and knock, which I do not discourage. But I started, and I told myself I'm going to push, And then obviously when I need help, I'll ask few people, hey Joe, can you help me with this and that? But it hasn't been easy. But for me, I got people to just grace me like that because of my work, because they see the hard work, they see the tenacity behind the brand. But honestly speaking, it is not easy getting funding in our country. I'm gonna say that, and I say that because I have a lot of friends who are in business. It's not easy. The requirements are crazy, and government is asking for things, ridiculous things, especially for us startups. They're asking me for things that are that you cannot even know where to start to give them, you know.
Yes.
But funding is not easy, but it becomes easy when you have done something.
Yes,
you know, when you have done something and people now get to, they start
so
wanting to
that tenacity is very important.
The tenacity is important.
Now here's an important question before our time is over. If someone now wants to look like this, like wants to look this good, who wants to be dressed like Kat, your items, where do people find them? Where, if they want to purchase and buy from your business? Because I myself, I would love to look like this.
No, people can find us on social media. We are very big on social media.
Yes.
On Facebook, our Facebook page is Dressed by Kat, and then Instagram is Dressed by Kat, Twitter is Dressed by Kat, and then our office space in Pretoria, Premium Towers, office 313, 296. Pretoria Street. It's in Pretoria, so that's where we are operating.
Yeah. Now, before we close again, there's another thing that you said earlier. When you said you also work as a image consultant.
Right.
Now, as an image consultant, just briefly, what do you do? And because you know there are some professions that, especially people from townships and our backgrounds, are not familiar with, and it's difficult for young people to aspire to be things that they do not really understand. So just briefly, what is an image consultant? And you can also tell us why do you love doing that?
So image consultant, basically it's me helping you to look good.
Yes.
And we actually look what do you like, the kind of style. We help you to develop your own stylistic picture, like I said. And then what we do again is that we consult with clients and corporates and give talks, like, okay, how should you look when you go into a certain place and a certain time? What does this look mean to you? Like, we help you also with brand, personal branding. You have to brand yourself and look good. So image consulting, actually, they help you to look good.
Yes.
There's nothing more to it. So
and I guess if I look good, you also feel good.
Yeah, I look good. That's why our slogan is looking good is good business.
Yes.
Yeah, so looking good is good business.
Yes, thank you very much, Katlego Koloi. And we wish you the best for your business. You have a good and powerful business there.
Thank you so much. Sir. Thank you so much. Sir.
Thank you very much, viewers of CTV SA. This is your host, Tsepo Siakamela. Keep on watching CTV SA. View us, like us, and tell others about us. Till next time.